So we're still heading up Long Hill Road, almost to the end. All these sap lines through here. Alan Green's the neighbor. He has a sugar house here off to the left. This is where Chris, my nephew, and his wife live. They got Bagel House Dairy, little dairy operation. And we're good to go, even though there's a stop sign. We'll keep on going so we don't have to shift. And once I get up here a little ways, it's all downhill for about half to close a mile, and then it's all uphill to the farm. So anyway, I'll bring you back when we get to the farm. Now we got about another 100 yards to the top of the hill. We'll break over at Alan's property line. We'll be able to see the farm. I don't know how long we've been. We're traveling 12 miles an hour, so see if Alan's cattle are out front here. Couple turkeys in the field. Don't see any cattle. They must be out back. Sure is neat to come over the hill and see this little valley here. Pretty nice. Put her in third gear. We're not going to get any rain for a day or two, so I'll just pack it out here out of the way. And I guess I'll go right here. Beautiful. Yeah, she idles above the red, just barely. But she runs good. We'll let her cool off a little bit. There. That was a nice little ride. That's about 6 miles. I didn't film it all. That first hill we went up was a mile long. What they call Long Hill Road. For that name, for that hill. Anyway, once we got to the top of the hill, there was a flat between there and where Alan's got his sap lines. Sawmill used to be down in there in the 30s and 40s by the name of Lindley Decker. Guy owned it. It was Decker Mill. And my grandfather worked there as a oxen driver, teamster, whatever you want to call him. And I may have told this story on channel before, I don't know. But he went, and it was in the winter time, came out with a load of logs. And the owner, Lindley Decker, says, Alfred, he says, what time is it? So my grandfather took all of his gloves off, got into his jacket, pulled it out, told him the time. Put everything back together. Took him 2 or 3 minutes. Went back into the woods. A little while later, he came out, same thing. Alfred, what time is it? Alfred didn't say nothing, just told him the time. Put all his mittens back on, went back in the woods. Third time he come out, about an hour later, Lindley Decker asked him the time again. He never said nothing to Lindley. He just took his gloves off, got into his watch, pulled his watch out, reared right back to it, right against the side of the sawmill, stove it all to hell. Says, Lindley, he says, go get your own goddamn watch. Lindley Decker looked at him, he says, Alfred, he said, I just didn't want to unbutton my stuff and bother to get into mine. He said, I figured I'd ask you, it'd be easier. And my grandfather stove up his brand new watch. Well, my grandfather had always told me about that story. Never really knew if it was bullshit or not. So, about, geez, it was me, I don't know if me and Carol was married then. I was working with Alan Goodwin, and we did that lot of Lindley Deckers. And it was the son owned it then. And he found out that I was related to Alfred Emo, and he laughed. He said, I got to tell you a story about Alfred Emo. And he told that exact same story about that watch. And I looked at him, and I said, I always wondered if that line was bullshit or if it was true. Apparently it was a factual story, something that really happened back in the probably early 40s, you know. Anyway, just a funny story. But that's not the grandfather that bought this tractor new. That was my other grandfather. So, actually it was my great-grandfather bought this tractor new. So, anyway, she's showing a little bit of weather cracking. Father put these on, 20 years ago, but they let them go flat. And that doesn't do tires any good. So anyway, kind of a funny story, and you got to ride up Long Hill. The old girl's pulling good. Seems to have all kinds of power. Anyway, take care, everybody, and we will see you on the next one.